Korey, I am 6 months pregnant.
It's top secret.
I need a fridge. I need beds for our children. I need a stove.
There, shut up.
There's your stove.
That was a flex move. Don't
Here's your fridge.
Get what you want. I love that.
Whenever the cruise is running in a movie, that's an event right there. And here's the thing, man. Y'all talk about, oh, that cruise be running. What he running from now? He be running from mummies. He be running from himself. He be running from his shadow. What he running from now? Well, as we said at the beginning of the show, for a while, he's been running from just acting. There's been hardly any movies lately where he just hasn't been trying to create a franchise.
Yeah.
You know, he's been, you know, and I get it. He's been playing it safe. You got to get that money. But the other thing that he's known for besides running is for being an asshole. Whether it's in the movies or real life. But in the movies, we love that asshole Tom Cruise. I mean, look at that shit eating grin he got right there. Got little turds between his teeth and everything. Now, now, when I'm talking about an asshole, I mean, he's an asshole of many forms. He's a cheat, coward, cad, con man, a killer. Damn, been a vampire, eating people. You know, this guy has played all kinds of assholes in movies. But, you know, and some have looser morals than others, but we like the asshole that's down to earth. Mm-hmm. You know, the Tom Cruise that, yeah, he might be a dick, but we can kind of relate to him. And nobody brings that out in him like Doug Liman, because Doug Liman we had this big, grand spectacle of a sci-fi film based on an anime, I believe. Mm-hmm. And yet somehow we had Tom Cruise sniveling and scheming his way through this movie.
Yep. As an abject, craven coward.
Coward. Yeah. And
he's played a lot of roles before. I'd never seen him play a coward before.
Man, I mean, just sneaking and sniveling with a hunch in his back. Just a rat. As Martin said, just a rat fuck. But somehow it was relatable. You know, Tom Cruise, the perfect guy. Oh, he's a coward like me. I run too. Doug Liman got that perfect with him, and Doug Liman said, "You know something?" Because the movie was a flop.
Yeah,
the movie was if you really have not seen Edge of Tomorrow, see it. It's a great film. It's a very underrated movie.
It's the flop that everybody likes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It flops so much they trying to flip it back because they trying to actually make a sequel for this. Like, oh shit! Well, since y'all know now,
I think that's the only movie I've seen flop so hard they changed the title when it came out on home release.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, they did.
Maybe it was Edge of Tomorrow, then they came out on home release. It's like Live, Die, Repeat. That's what it's called.
Yeah, like right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is what they wanted to go with, I believe, in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Which they should have. Edge of Tomorrow sounds like a soap opera.
It does.
Yeah, but Doug Liman said, "All right, you know something? Let's do the math right here. Not a lot of people saw the movie because they were pushed away from it, but for the people that did, it wasn't even the sci-fi stuff. They liked you. They liked you in the movie. That's so I got it. Let's pull back on the sci-fi." Let's ground it a little bit and make it realistic and, you know, even based on a true story. And let's just center on you being that same sniveling asshole, but on our earthly terms.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we have here. This is the movie that we're talking about is American made. And it has Tom Cruise running from everything. It runs so much. He's running cocaine in this. And
does he ever actually run in this movie?
You know what? He does not. He flies.
Yeah,
he got his wings.
But I was like, you know what? He hasn't run once.
No,
and I thought it was in his contract.
He got on a bike though, so I was like, kind of.
That's not running. Though.
He kind of runs when the cops swarm the place early on. He doesn't get very far.
But no, it ain't. He didn't have time to pull them hands up and chop that wind.
Yeah.
He was tripping over shit and everything.
He probably did. The director's like, cut, Tom. We talked about this shit, man.
Sit down. Slow your ass down.
How about you run around on the break?
Yeah. I got so much energy. But with this is based on a true story where we have Tom Cruise who plays Barry Sills. Now, he's just a simple TWA pilot, but he's also smuggling cigars. And the CIA sees this and they say, all right, man, look, we got you. Okay, yeah, don't try to talk your way out of this shit. And he's like, I'm not tell me more, because I'm a greedy motherfucker. Yeah, that's why I'm smuggling a cigar. Give me the good stuff. Let me do something that's cool, pays better, looks better, feels better, more adventurous. And they say, okay, then you know what? We got this job for you to take pictures of a communist uprising in South America. Now, during that time that he's taking these pictures, just he rises in ranks by circumstance. He has gone from taking pictures of Contras and communists to aiding in the rise of the Medellin cartel with Pablo Escobar and becoming a key player in the Iran-Contra scandal. And all of this while dodging and working with the law at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, how does he do it? And making millions in the process, making so much money that he has to put money in a house. He almost has to get a house for all his cash.
He had a house where the framework was money.
Yeah.
A house literally made out of money.
Yeah.
With just some wood on the outside.
Scrooge McDuck was passing by. He's like, God damn.
This is unnecessary.
This is just vulgar. And that's coming from me. With this movie right here, I'm going to show you a little bit of the trailer. There's a lot to like in this film, and I still wonder if this is something that mainstream audiences can even get into. But we'll get into that in a little bit.
This is gonna be good for us.
Is this all legal?
You trust me?
No.
Of course not. Nothing that is this easy, you know, fairly easy. I mean, it's like you're getting money to do illegal stuff for drug traffickers, the CIA.
I see you're playing the rebels against the cartel, against the CIA, against the DEA.
Yeah, I mean, he's paying him from every direction. Surely this cannot be a good thing.
What could go wrong?
That's the one thing I really like about this movie. Like I said, they give you an idea of what this character is like from the beginning of the movie. You know that he's gonna fuck up because he enjoys danger way too much. He just gets bored. The guy, he's not smuggling cigars because it's that much money. He just wants to live life on the edge.
Yeah.
Because they show him even on his job, like he's flying a plane, his partner, his co-pilot is asleep, and instead of just nudging him saying, hey man, wake up, he puts the whole plane in danger by dipping that shit and just shaking up the whole cabin. Passengers flying all over the place.
Oxygen masks dropping.
Yeah, babies on the floor and everything. I mean,
Wake up.
This guy, he loves taking risk. And that's what that's why I love the movie in certain aspects, because yeah, there are consequences that probably have to be paid, but you don't see. You're laughing at this movie. You actually you're on a fun ride along with Barry Seal, and you just don't see the dark undertone of this film the whole time. I'm not going to sit up here and say there's metaphor. It's not Mother, all right. It's not hidden shit that's in there. It's nothing that you have to read into too deep. But if you do notice, there are moments in here where you're laughing and you think it's funny, but if you just pay attention, you'll notice that, first of all, the so-called good guys, they're really not that much different from some of the bad guys. They're all manipulators. Mm-hmm. They're all, what's up?
There's no good guys in this movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. These so-called.
Yeah.
I'm doing people you probably don't see me if you listen. I'm doing air quotes. The good, my fingers are hurting.
Can't hear those on SoundCloud.
You can't hear them rusty knuckles right there. They're the so-called good guys are just as manipulative, manipulative and crooked as the bad guys in this. You have Domhnall Gleeson. How do you say his name?
Donald.
Donald?
Yeah.
Okay. God damn, just spell Donald then.
Yeah, these Gaelic names.
Jesus. Just do that to fuck up Americans. Donald Gleason. Who's having a great time in this role? He's Agent Schaefer from the CIA. He's the one that recruits Tom Cruise after he busts him with the cigars. And if you look at it, really look at it, he's a funny character. He doesn't seem too imposing, but he's like the devil.
Yeah, man, this is like the first time I actually saw him have fun in a movie because majority of the time he's like suffering silently.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, man, I'm so happy you're enjoying life today.
Yeah, but you know what? He's enjoying himself because he's like the devil. He's smiling. He's giving you so much stuff. All this land is yours. This plane is yours. This money is yours. Are you doing something illegal? Don't worry. Make your money as long as you're doing your job for us. But behind that smile, behind that fun demeanor, are these veiled threats, and you'll hear him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he says it with a smile, and you'll hear it right here, and it's so easy to just ignore.
You run the company, but after hours, you work for us. The work is covert, so anyone finds out about it, family, friends, even Lucy, that'd be a problem.
Oh, this is legal?
Notice he just glossed right over his wife. he didn't even hear that shit. He's like, hey, is this legal right here? Like, man.
I mean, if it's not, that's much better.
Yeah, my wife was born. Now tell me about this shit, man. Don't worry about her. I got it and shit. But he's not even paying attention to this veiled threat. I'm talking about Tom Cruise because Barry Seals, he's in it for the adventure. He's just grinning through this whole clip.
Sure.
You know, this whole thing is enticing for him. He's like, man, fuck my wife. You had me at hello. Let's do this. And you said you noticed that.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things about it, were their scenes together, because even though he doesn't seem that threatening, there's always that undercurrent of shit could go really bad really fast if you don't get this right.
The world that he's in doesn't seem that threatening because he's already embracing it, man. And we're seeing the world through his eyes. We're living through him. This feels comedic because of his charismatic narration in this. You know, and plus it doesn't help that his narration has visual cues too. Like there's animation that pops up, and you know he'll make a mistake, and there's a visual gag to go with his narration. Sure. It's so fun loving that what they're doing right here, and there's a big sleight of hand that's happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, you mentioned his comedic narration and him just being charming himself, and you're going along with it. Yeah, it's a fun adventure. Where's this going to go next? But this movie does feature one of the most prominent intellectual pieces of property that's out there now, which is Pablo Escobar. Oh yeah, and we're seeing so much pop culture stories like these series, Netflix on cable and everything that always features some kind of drug lord.
Yeah,
and it's always that constant threat that's around. No matter how much fun you're having, that guy's there.
Well, you know something, when you bring up the cartel, see, that's another thing, man. Don Lyman knows what he's doing with this, and the screenwriters know what they're doing with this by just sitting up here and not leading you into letting you know how dark this movie is and how dark it will get. This is satirical almost, what they're doing. And, you know, plus, you know, when you what Don Lyman has done is I'm sorry, Doug. Don, yeah, I'll call him Don, man. We hanging out. You know, Doug Lyman. What Doug Lyman has done that's so well here is that he makes you feel what it's like to be pulled into this lifestyle. Like, not only are you getting the adrenaline rush, but you're also feeling what it's like to actually get that money coming in, to get that house, to get, you know, to get these fancy things that they have. You are there you are part of the family.
Yeah, but there's also this thing that's constantly going where Tom Cruise, he's this Louisiana country boy who's just there to yeehaw and fly his plane and make all this money. And he seems like he's not quite understanding just how much trouble he's potentially in.
Well, you know what? It's tragic in that aspect, too, because, I mean, you'd sit up here and saying, well, shit, I don't fuck this dude. He should have known better. You know, I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, what you think was going to happen. But at the same time, you have to consider that from the very beginning, once he got pulled in, it was done. There was
no getting.
There was a man who was just smuggling cigars, and the CIA comes in, and they really are kind of the bad guys. They want him, and they ain't gonna let him out. They see a pansy right now, and pansy and Patsy Martin. Don't you fucking correct me, sir. I'm in both. I'm not your pansy. No, you know, but from the very beginning, like you said, he didn't have any choice. Once they had him in, look, it was either going to jail, or
make a bunch of money,
or go ahead and make a lot of money, and it gets deeper and deeper. I mean, it goes from pics to gun smuggling, to running cocaine, to becoming a narc, to organizing an army. And this guy's just being pulled along with it. He don't want to do it. And really, when you think about it, the stakes get higher with each level. So it starts out with, hey, look, you either work for us and make some money or you go to jail.
It's not much of a choice.
And then he's minding his own business. And the cartel comes up and they're like, hey, look, you either work with us or you die. And I'm like, well, fuck.
I guess.
Well, you know, the money's good. So-
And here's $500,000 to get started.
Yeah.
Have a seat. Coffee, Mr. Seal? You know my name? You're the gringo who flies to Central America every week.
Like, you the only flying white man in Mexico. Hey, what the fuck you think, man?
Those photos, see, I have a aviation company here in
Yes.
South America.
Yes, AIC.
I see, yes, sir. Or is it CIA? What?
Boy, that's the most guilty ass what? Yeah.
It's shocking how a guy like that could be such a terrible liar. I love the moment he says like, or is it CIA? He's that moment of like, yeah, we should have named it something else.
Look at that face. Oh, you crazy, man. No, see, I can't even spell, man. I don't even know what that is. But and even the cartel are funny in this.
Yeah, they are.
Like that's that actor there. That's not Pablo Escobar that you see. That is his associate Jorge Ochoa, played by Alejandro Etta, and those guys are they're funny, man, the whole time. Like even when they're just cracking jokes, they're taking bets on this guy. They're likable dudes, man.
Yeah.
Even when they kill somebody, you kind of like, well, you kind of did the right thing.
Yeah, like this is one of the few movies like when you're watching it, you had that whole undertone of like things are just gonna go south. It's only a matter of time. But the whole time, people are just being so funny and having so much fun. You're just like, all right, I'm going along for a fun ass ride. I can see myself getting into this.
Yeah.
Okay.
They make murder seem like a fun time.
Yeah.
It's the other side of Narcos.
Yeah, no, it's the funny Narcos. Narcos, the sitcom. And I will say this, man, can't nobody nail Pablo Escobar. Y'all can't get Pablo right. They almost had it here. They had Pablo Escobar. Y'all couldn't give him that shaggy hair. You know, head all slick back and everything, but the face is almost there. Like, ain't got that Pablo hair. That's I don't know who that is
He's
playing.
a bunch of stuff. He's recognizable.
You got that S curl. Yeah, he got that pomade up in there. Come on, man. I'm gonna tell you this. There's a lot of great performances in this. Sarah Wright plays his wife, and you probably saw she was in Macaroni Mountain. What was that shit called with Mel Gibson's movie? Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, you threw me off.
Macaroni Mountain.
I keep wanting to say Hamburger Hill, but that's not it.
Not you talking about
One more. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, y'all.
Tax outrage.
There you go. See, everybody laughing at me. Everybody want to order off a food menu.
Macaroni Mountain. I'm like, okay, it's not
Yo, once you said that, the Hamburger Hill came in my head, and I couldn't.
We all have menus in our hand to it. But she is great as his wife. Because one of the things that I was talking about when I saw the trailer, I was like, Tom Cruise, 50-something goddamn years old, and you got the young girl in here. Now, this ain't right. And I looked at her like, no, she's holding her own against him. And it's great because it's important to have her be able to hang with him on that mature level, because once you, even if he had an out, and in some places he might, but the thing is, he still has to go home. And when he goes home, it's like, well, shit, maybe you have to work with the CIA, maybe you have to work with the cartel, but you got to feed these babies up in here.
Barry, I am 6 months pregnant.
It's top secret.
I need a fridge. I need beds for our children. I need a stove.
There, shut up.
There's your stove.
That was a flex move. Don't
There's your fridge.
Get what you want.
I love that. Yeah. Pick up the fridge and go buy a fridge. Yeah, if you're listening, he just took money, just threw it on the ground in the spaces that the fridge and the washing machine was supposed to be. But he, he's getting it from everywhere, man. He has to provide for his family too. You know what?
Well, so often in stories like this, where you have the husband who's off doing something legal, they tend to write the wives in such a way where even though they're in the right, they write them in such a way where they come off as annoying and the audience ends up hating them. I don't think that's the case here.
Well, with her, with her, and I'll even let you look at a little bit more of this, because what you need to see is with her, she doesn't come across as somebody who is annoying, and she doesn't come across as somebody who's greedy.
She's the only person who's talking sense.
She really is.
Is this all legal?
You gotta swear you can't ever tell anybody this.
She said, does it look like I can keep a secret? I'm about to get right on the phone, tell everybody, calling my mama right now.
She about to put her foot in his ass.
Yeah.
That was it in the movie. Like you were kind of scared of her too, because
You were scared of her than Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, man, just go ahead and take that bullet, because you don't want to go home and get your ass chewed out.
And that she also, even though initially she's kind of like, what the fuck is going on? She gets sucked in too. She goes along with the ride. And
Sure.
But even then, she's just kind of like, I do it because, not because I'm being greedy, but because I love you and I'm trying to support you as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know,
because what else can you do?
Yeah,
Right.
she's not one of those wives in the movie. She's kind of like where I talked all this moral shit, but money.
Oh, no,
you know?
that doesn't happen.
The thing that's cool with Tom Cruise in the movie is like, yeah, he's kind of a scummy guy, but you still respect him because he's as the fame, and I'm not the fame, but as the fortune comes along and the money keeps coming in the lavish lifestyle, he's all about family. And if you don't think that family doesn't mean anything to him, he even invites that creepy ass brother-in-law played by that fish man.
What's that actor's name?
Yeah.
Because he has a name that fits his face.
Mr. Creepy Face.
Like a greasy ginger gerbil.
Yeah.
With a fish mouth.
What's his name? Caleb Landry Jones.
That's it.
Yeah, he's always
Yeah,
playing
Caleb
some
Landry
creepy
Jones.
fish man dude. You know?
Greasy dude.
Yeah, and Get Out. Yeah.
I finally saw him in something where he didn't, and it was shocking.
Whoa,
He was miscast.
No, Gertrude saw it in the Florida Project.
Okay.
Was he in
Oh.
Yeah, he was Willem Dafoe's son.
Right.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, but he was just a normal guy.
They just out creep each other in the hotel room.
Yeah, yeah.
both normal people. It was weird.
They just sitting in a room and staring at each other like that.
Finish it.
Fish man versus the Joker.
Yeah, versus Reptile Man. Like, reptile gave birth to a fish.
Evolution.
I know. What am I, father? Tell me, father. Yeah, two sleep stacks. Moist as
But he was
fuck.
really good in this.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's the thing
Yeah,
about
yes.
look, we're just joking because if they make him look creepy. He's actually not a bad looking guy. He's even been a model.
No.
Yeah, no, he's one of those guys. I'm trying to be nice, man. Come on, you know.
I feel like he's playing up his ugliness.
No.
But like when he can get
You would never write my press releases.
I like you tried to come in and actually save him. You just doused him with oil. While
playing it up. He playing it
He
up.
owns his look, which
Yeah.
is good because that's all he's got.
Yeah.
He's like Bill Skarsgård. Like you can look goofy, but you can also look like all right.
I know. Look at it. He's like, where's that fucking clown at? Come here.
Keep playing clowns and fishmen. You'll
Yeah.
be good.
Is he gonna be a dude Abe Sapien and Hellboy?
He's going to be son of
You need
Abe
prosthetic?
Sapien.
Nah, I'm good.
Motherfucker going to play a tadpole one day, a mud flipper. He's like, yeah, y'all keep talking that shit. Drown you motherfuckers. But the guy's really, he's actually a really great actor.
Yes,
he
he
really,
is.
No, he really is. He's awesome in the movie, man. No, if you saw Get Out and then you saw him in this movie, it's totally, he's got a lot of range. He's very good. And it's a dense movie, man, because there's a lot of politics in it. There's a lot of Reagan era history and politics in it, and it gets only heavier and denser as it goes along. You can almost feel the weight of the movie on you because they only have a certain amount of time to pack in this much story, and it's almost like they kind of know this. Because they kind of pepper the movie with like Hollywood style CGI action, like with that plane crash, which was cool. It's a plane crash in a suburban neighborhood. And you know what? In that scene, I gotta say, man, I'm talking about the performances in this movie. The best performance in this movie is by that kid.
With the bike?
The kid with the bike. That boy, I can't tell if this was acting or if he was just genuinely confused.
Here's a little something extra for your sister. Hey, little darling. And your bike.
He's like, did Tom Cruise just steal my bike? It's almost like that kid got punked. Like Tom Cruise took his bike and he didn't know that they were filming.
Yo, Tom Cruise coming, tuck your chain in.
Tom Cruise covered in cocaine.
It's my bike, punk.
Yeah, man, you
Give me
gotta
that
like
shit.
even the extras in here did like a great job. I remember that one chick at the bank when he brought in all that money. She's like, "Oh, bless your heart." It's like the extras in here are great.
You know, I will say this, that Patrick is right. At least I agree with him that this is Tom Cruise's best role in a long time.
Yeah.
I was criticizing his accent, but it's not too thick. He comes across just like he is, like Martin said, just some backwoods country bio.
Yeah, I mean, it
guy.
goes in and out, but he overcomes that. Like, so often that'll bother me, but he took it to a place where I was like, yeah, whatever. I feel like he's consistent in his character.
Yeah, you know, and he's just fun to watch in the movie. I just had a great time going along with this guy. That's the thing. Doug Liman, as I was saying, he knows that he's great to watch in the right capacity, and we got goofy Cruise. You know, we didn't get like, you know, he's the scheming and he's the struggling Tom Cruise. That's the thing about it. When he's struggling, when he's having a hard time, like I said, you know, yeah, you're still an asshole, but you're just trying to get by just like me.
Sure.
You know, you ain't, and that struggle takes the cockiness out of him. You know, there's movies where he just cocky. So that's fucking smile, no smart ass remarks. He's always getting the girl and shit. And this, nah, man, this is a dude who just can't win, even though he thinks he's winning. You know, he really thinks he's 2 steps ahead of everybody. He don't realize just how far back he is. Imagine if Maverick from Top Gun had like a backwoods country fuck redneck twin brother. You know, 'cause he's like, yeah, tell my brother I said hi. You know, if that he's relatable, because we know that we probably wouldn't be getting by in a situation like this either, because we all know that this guy is not going to make it, and that's and again, it goes back to his performance. His performance in this is a distraction in the best way, because as I was saying, he's so goofball with it. Even when he's on the run in desperate danger, in great danger, he's still just they after me. Ain't that crazy? And it's like, boy, stop laughing and hide. You know, it's gonna be all right. You know,
Do you blame him though? Because like every time something would happen, he's like, I got out of it. Somehow I got out of this.
Yeah.
He's fooled into thinking himself that he keeps getting away with impossible things. And the movie kind of teases that. How can you not think he can't make it?
See, I'm gonna walk out of here. There ain't a damn thing any one of you can do about it.
He's free to go.
Wait a minute. Boy should have taken the caddies.
Oh, smooth!
He's got that Jack Reacher magic.
Yeah, smooth cruising.
He walks out of that right into another problem. Where are we going?
You boys should have taken the caddy. Snap! Oh shit! This bad trap. Fuck! Yeah, you like laugh now, bitch. But you know that's the thing. You don't see the consequences coming. And I'm gonna tell you something. When they hit at the end of the movie, people were not laughing. People like, no shit.
Yeah, it's all fun and games up until it's not.
Even Tom Cruise was still, he was still smiling. He was still smiling in the movie. And he was like, and I crazy out. People like, Tom, behind you, man. Yeah, and you know, it's and for the audience, you just don't see it, and it really leaves an impact at the end.
It does.
You know what I was talking about with there seeming like there'd be more story. It's so dense that it feels like this should have been maybe a Netflix original for me, because they really are packing so much in, and it's moving so fast that I feel like I am missing some parts of story there. And, you know, because of that, I feel like it could have been more episodic with this story, because I was enjoying this guy's journey through his life. At the same time, you know, it moves so fast and takes and it is so sleight of hand that while it's moving so fast, you don't see what's coming, and it's almost like if you made it episodic, it would take away the impact of it at the end. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I liked it enough to where I wanted more.
Reading about the real story, the real Barry Seal, you're not missing things. They actually added stuff to this.
Oh, really?
Do they?
Yeah.
Because it feels like they kind of do to this. That's my biggest criticism of
It is that fun ride, and there's that experimental editing that works more often than not. Sometimes it just cuts you off in an odd, awkward place.
Kind of got Oliver Stone in a way.
Yeah. And, you know, it took about 30 minutes for me to stop being bothered by that, or maybe it just stopped doing it so much. But I also appreciated the historical context, the things they pulled. I mean, we're starting to get movies now that are focusing on areas of history that I was, conscious of when I was in junior high and high school. So I remember these things. So it means more to me seeing it played out this way. Even where I can check it and go like, yeah, that's how that was. So it's a full price.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Goodwin?
I appreciated all the acting in this. Like I said, even from the extras all the way up to Tom Cruise doing a great job, which we haven't seen from him in a long time. I actually feel like I learned some stuff from here, especially when it came to, all right, I'm doing this to this place and this to that place, and it's a big circle, and then this conflict is coming in. So I was like, all right, I appreciate that. And the way it was edited, I thought was pretty dope. Everything in this movie that I thought was going to happen, it completely flipped the script and went a different way, and I appreciated that. It takes a lot for the amount of movies that we see to surprise me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, this is a great movie. This is a full price.
All right.
I do like this. I like it quite a bit, but I did have a pretty big issue with it, and you touched on it, Martin, where you said the editing felt kind of weird to you.
Yeah.
To me, there are points where it felt kind of stop and go, like the way scenes would end, it would just kind of stop hard and it wouldn't really flow into the next one. And it made the movie feel a lot longer to me than it was.
I agree with you there.
That movie, to me, like when we walked out, I was like, geez, that felt like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it's under 2 hours. Love all the acting here, and the script is really solid too. That goes through that tone shift. It really works. I agree with you with the ending. I found the ending really impactful, but those moments where it drags, it's right on the cusp of full price for me. But for me, it's a really enthusiastic matinee.
I usually wrap things up, with my own summary, but you kind of nailed it for me, man.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if it was the editing or whatever, but I do know
something about it just made it feel long.
It really did. As much as I'm saying I wish it was a series, I felt like I was missing some things or wanted more story, but at the same time I was like, yeah, it's moving along quickly, but I just feel like there are certain parts that are lagging. Maybe tomorrow or something I'll come back in, now that I slept on it, it's a full price. Because I keep thinking about the movie. And I keep thinking about the parts that really worked for me. And it's right there at a full price, but right there. But I'm still gonna give it like a matinee. And it is a movie that I recommend. I do also think though that because it is so dense with history and the politics, I don't know if this is something that the mainstream audiences are going to appreciate. What do you think?
I think overall they'll probably like it. 'Cause it's really fun at points.
Yeah,
and I think the word of mouth will help it. People are going to love Tom Cruise in this.
I tell you this: if I'm giving it a matinee, but I would not be surprised if for some reason this was nominated for in some area. Acting I can see definitely. Sure. But some people said, all right, that's a year. We need to fill this blank right here. We got number 10 slot open. Throw American Made in there. I could see it. I wouldn't have any argument with it. It's a smart film. So it really is. It really is.